Hello, my fellow sensitive people. Tonight's remote, I'm going to give you just before I go to sleep. I tried to get in on a couple of topics that people are interested in, so let me just go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm trying to get into has to do with the general feeling in the House of Representatives and the growing outcry about George Santos. I tried to look at it from a lot of different perspectives. I tried to put myself in the shoes of Kevin McCarthy, the 9 Republicans in the House, or I believe it's 8, but it's growing, calling for him to be removed, the Republican constituents, the people that voted for him, etc., that are calling for him to be removed, the resistance I feel from Kevin McCarthy. As I had said before, the coalition, the Republicans coming together to keep Kevin McCarthy in the leadership position as Speaker is very unstable. And it becomes more unstable every day. And as Kevin McCarthy has said recently, he's concerned about cannibalism breaking out in the House, that all manner of chaos is about to break loose. We're there. We have rising civil war within the GOP calling for Santos to be removed. People are genuinely upset, and the number of Republicans calling for him to be removed. We also have on the other side of it a growing amount of concern by Boebert and other people that may have been involved in the January 6th insurrection, becoming increasingly frightened that they're about to be charged with some kind of a crime. Dirty money in politics. People that have taken bribes. The fact that this investigation is getting closer and closer to certain members of the GOP House and Senate. All of this is creating a general feeling of hysteria that is causing things to blow up very, very quickly in the House. Time to get a second bag of popcorn, from what it looks like, to a remote viewer. The main frustration I feel as a Republican calling for George Santos to be removed is the apathy and the lack of activity I see from Kevin McCarthy. He's not really doing anything other than listening to us and saying he doesn't want us to cannibalize one another. Meanwhile, if he's not in charge, the House abhors a vacuum. It means that while he does nothing and sits on his hands, there's a growing hysteria, particularly amongst those people that were part of the insurrection that now feel increasingly vulnerable. For that reason, I can't anticipate that Kevin McCarthy is going to survive much longer. I can't predict the future, but I can follow energy. And based on how unstable this energy feels, I would be very surprised if the House didn't blow up, if there wasn't some kind of major civil war in the House within the next 3 weeks, but probably even less than 3 weeks. Okay, so I think that's all I have for you. I would also say that I think that members of the House are going to want to pick somebody besides Kevin McCarthy based on where this is headed in the next couple of weeks. He's not doing anything other than telling everybody to try and cooperate because he wants to keep remaining the Speaker of the House, and that's not possible if Santos is gone. I also keep seeing money problems for Kevin McCarthy when I go in, that they are all under criminal investigation for tax evasion and money coming from questionable sources. Money coming from questionable sources to the GOP money pot, to the lawyers that help support the GOP. As I had said in one of the previous remotes last week, the Department of Justice was criminally investigating money sources going to the lawyers and the amount of money and support that was going to obstruction. And now we have the Washington Post coming out with that. So the delays, the obstruction, the amount of money being poured into obstruction, who's paying the lawyers, that is a separate investigation. But it's going to find its way on the House floor, and the hysteria and the fear is rising. Give it 9 days. Spirit is telling me to go ahead and mark it in your calendar. 9 days to lift off, and time to grab another bag of popcorn. Thank you, everyone, for your continuing support of the channel and this cool technique called heart-centered remote viewing. I'll see you all Tuesday at 5 p.m. if you're a student of heart-centered remote viewing, and I'm looking forward to it. Be well, everyone. Good night.